investments into the future, at the same time social responsibility. It will be a young world. It will be a digital world. Now, who could represent such a world better than you, Prime Minister?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Professor Schwab, for your warm welcome. I'd like to take a moment just off the top to recognize a founder of the World Economic Forum and a great Canadian, Maurice Strong. Today, we are gathered here to contemplate whether we are in the stages of the fourth industrial revolution about to begin. What a breathtaking possibility that is.
Building back better means getting support to the most vulnerable while maintaining our momentum on reaching the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the SDGs.
They are now pushing the Great Reset, where everything will have to be transformed, including your mindset and your behavior. The head of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, he says all aspects of our societies and economies need to be revamped. Even our thinking and our behavior will have to dramatically shift. He said we need a new social contract. It's got to be centered on social justice. He says that every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. We need stronger and more effective government. We must build entirely new foundations for our economic and social systems. This is all direct from Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum.
Our old systems are not fit anymore for the 21st century. It has laid bare the fundamental lack of social cohesion, fairness, inclusion, and equality. Now is the historical moment, the time, not only to fight the virus, but to shape the system for the need for the post-corona era.
He goes on to say that the most important issue is a shift in all of our mindsets. And they're not kidding. If you want to know what kind of shift they're talking about, basically just take all the things that the Bible talks about, man, woman, family, mother, father, children, private property, be fruitful and multiply, all those things that God teaches in the Bible, flip them exactly upside down, and voila. You understand the new mindset that they are pushing us toward. Schwab himself explained what this means in 2016. He said it's a revolution that will fundamentally alter the way we live, work, and relate to one another. This transformation, he says, is going to be unlike anything humankind has experienced before. We're going to bring together all the stakeholders of the global polity. And he says this revolution is going to blur the lines between the physical, digital, and biological spheres. Agenda 2030 is basically the UN's roadmap for humanity going forward. They want to achieve this stuff by 2030. They want everybody so brainwashed, all the kids are going to not just accept sustainable development, but promote it. Go down to goal number 10. We have to have global wealth redistribution. This is a direct quote from Agenda 2030. We need to reduce inequality within and among countries. This is only going to be possible if wealth is shared and income inequality is addressed, right? All this is going to be brought in through the UN Agenda 2030. And it's no surprise, the World Economic Forum and the United Nations actually signed a partnership last year. It's called a Strategic Partnership Framework, where the WF agreed to help the UN implement Agenda 2030. Their role is going to be bringing in the private sector, so-called the mega banks, the major corporations, big pharmaceutical companies on board with the UN agenda. Now, at the unveiling of this Great Reset, you also had the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, an actual socialist. He was actually the leader of the Socialist International before taking over the UN, and he just loves this thing. I mean, he says the Great Reset is a welcome recognition that this human tragedy must be a wake-up call, must build a more equal, inclusive, and sustainable economies and societies, and blah, blah, blah. You can go watch the video. Incredible stuff. Then you had the head of the IMF, one of the four leaders unveiling this monstrosity. She talked about this very massive fiscal stimulus that they're injecting into the global economy, but they're going to use this, she said, to force everybody to submit to their green world order. It's going to be fairer and smarter.